So I had the privilege of interviewing both the IMed and the ISOC head leads. So what you're going to see now is the interview for this. All this is going to be trying to encompass is what IMed and ISOC is about, and just give you a taste about what Islam is like at medical school. It's not supposed to be a deep topic, it's just supposed to be an insight, and that's all it is. And it will hopefully answer a lot of the questions a lot of people have been asking me. So stay tuned, and I'll leave timestamps below so you know what points that you might think are more useful for you and what questions you might want to have answered. If you have any other questions, put them in the comments below, and then I'll go and try and answer it, or get someone who may be better able to help to answer it. Thank you, and enjoy.
All right, then. Hello, guys. So we're going to be talking to the president of IMed here and the president of ISOC. Could you introduce yourselves and what your society is about?
Assalamu alaikum. So I'm Sulaiman. I'm the president of the Islamic Medical Society, and I'm a fourth-year medic at the moment. And the Islamic Medical Society was founded fairly recently in Birmingham due to the need of medical students being quite far from campus. And being on placements, we had a busy schedule and we found ourselves disconnected. So it's just a space for MDS Muslims to get together over common interests. Okay. And we still interact with the ISOC.
What is MDS, by the way? Is that just medics, or does that include dentistry as well?
Medics, dentists, pharmacists, nurses, etc., etc.
Okay, so healthcare students, yeah. Essentially. Okay, brilliant. And Shamus, could you tell us a little bit about ISOC?
Yeah, cool. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Shamus. I'm the head brother or president of the Islam Society. We're pretty straightforward. So we're here to fulfill the religious, educational, and spiritual needs of Muslims on campus. As a fresher, it can be quite overwhelming, but we're here to just make things very simple for you as a Muslim on campus, and we're here to just provide you any support that you need.
Brilliant. And what are you studying? Oh, sorry, I don't know much about you.
Yeah, so I study biochemistry.
Okay, and you're in third year now?
Yep, well, just second year now. So
going into third year, brilliant. Yep. Okay, so tell us, what is the prayer facilities like in Birmingham?
So prayer facilities at the moment are, I guess you could say, somewhat scarce. So we, in the Guild of Students, which is the central hub for all societies, we have a prayer room, a dedicated prayer room just for the Islam Society and Muslims. That's the main hub for our society. A lot of our members go there. We also have prayer rooms in the Eng building and in Gisbert Cap, if I remember correctly. Okay. But from what I understand, a lot of the new buildings that the university are making will have dedicated prayer rooms for, obviously, multiple faiths. So within the next couple of years, prayer rooms will be all over campus, and that is obviously a major benefit. So yes, it's not hard to find a place to pray.
Okay, and is Jummah happen in the same place and the guild, or does it happen in a different place?
Yeah, so we have a multi-faith chaplaincy. So this is the hub for specifically obviously the faith societies. So that's Islam Society, Christians, Jewish Society, and loads of other societies. So in this building, there's a large prayer room, and that's where we host our Jummah every Friday. And it's been like that for as long as I can remember. So we don't host in the guild, we host in the multi-faith chaplaincy. Yep.
Brilliant. And what about the prayer facility for medics? Does that apply the same, or are there slightly different facilities?
So we have a multi-faith prayer room in the medical school, which is majority used by Muslims, but is open to everyone. And most medics find themselves going to Jummah either on main campus, or if they're running out of time at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, they also run Jummah there as well.
So how is it like being a Muslim at a university in terms of, is there any Islamophobia, or is it actually a brilliant experience? What are your experiences on it? So Shamus, if you want to begin.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was born in Birmingham, and I lived in Birmingham all my life. I've only lived a couple of minutes away from UOB, so my experience of Islamophobia will be very different to someone who's an international student or someone who maybe isn't from Birmingham. But personally speaking, at uni, I haven't faced any Islamophobia at all. But I know that's not the case for everyone, though, obviously.
Okay.
But Alhamdulillah, I have no complaints. Yeah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. In medicine, you'll find that you might have colleagues who are ignorant of Islam, but I've never experienced Islamophobia. Medics they're trained to go into a profession of talking to people. They're more open. They're more in that case. You don't really experience it too much. Can't speak for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, personally, it's been very nice, and it's a very nice community in Birmingham.
Yeah.
If someone does face Islamophobia, who should they turn to? Should they turn to the societies, or should they turn to welfare officers?
So the welfare is quite good at the medical school, and I'm sure they would deal with anything. And I know a recent situation that's happened, and which wasn't Islamophobia, it was something else, but the team was very good at dealing with the problem.
Okay. And is that the same in the campus as well, Shamus?
Yeah, I was about to say. So again, the welfare system at uni, our main campus, is really good from what I understand. But we, as the Islam Society, are very active in that sense as well. If you have any Islamophobia issues, please do come and contact us. We have connections with IMed who are campaigning against Islamophobia to try and get that sorted. So this year especially, we're going to really focus on improving the welfare of Muslim students on campus. So if you do have any issues, feel free to come and talk to anybody on the committee.
That's brilliant. So some people might come into uni, especially freshers, and they might feel that, I don't know, there's some people that might be converting recently, and some people that might not know if Islam is right for them. Some people might feel not very strong about the religion. Does a person have to be very religious to join ISOC or IMed?
It's actually quite funny. That may be a stigma, but I guess the best thing I could do is tell my own story, and that is that when I joined UOB, I did not pray 5 times a day. I knew next to nothing about. Well, obviously I wasn't like super ignorant, but I didn't know a lot, and because I guess I grew up not around many Muslims, and that's no excuse. But at the end of the day, I wasn't practicing. But here I am now leading the society. So
Brilliant,
I think that is the best example to say that the Islam Society is open to literally anyone. A year ago, to the person I am now is completely different, and I've grown so much, and that was because of the Islam Society and only the Islam Society, and obviously the will of Allah. So it's been a major improvement to my life, and I was in a place of I was kind of lost, but the great people at the society really helped me, and I want to provide that for the freshers coming in and people at uni. So
that's brilliant. Brilliant. Sulaiman, what about IMed? Are they quite strict, or are they quite open and welcoming?
Yeah, with IMed, it's open for everyone, and even for myself. With like Shama said, you develop so much in university, no matter who you are. It's not like school. You develop an exponential exponential rate, and when you're surrounded by really good Muslim brothers or sisters, they accelerate your path towards that. Brilliant. And that's why it's open to everyone. We have a vast array of community. Even our committee differs between. They've all got different personalities. They all see things differently, and that's what's special about an Islamic society. It's not just one person, one strain of thought. It's a diversity.
Brilliant. So, what's one piece of advice that you'd give for freshers coming in? Not educational, I mean more on the religious side. Sort of, what is one piece of advice if you knew that when you were coming into first year, that would really help you out?
I think for me, it was all about engaging with friends. I was quite fortunate that a lot of people from my school did come to Camp Hill to UOB, and that meant I had a few people who I knew, but I engaged with the Muslims who were already here as well, and it meant little things like going to pray. It was so much easier when you have about 10, 15 of you all doing it together, going to Jumu'ah or engaging in Muslim talks and events. It made things easier when you've got like-minded people and friends.
Okay. So essentially engage with people within the university who are Muslims as well.
Yeah, not to be shy, and there's no stigma anymore about if somebody's older than you or younger than you in
Yeah.
university.
Yeah.
So even if they're 3 years older than you, you still end up being very close friends.
That's
100%.
true. Shamus, would you like to?
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's all about the friendship groups that you have. You know, if you surround yourself with good people, inshallah, you'll have good experiences. And from an Islamic perspective, yeah, that's even more important to surround yourself with good people.
Is there anything else that you would say from your perspective, Shamus? Any other advice apart from that?
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Go outside the box. Take risks. Because again, I'm just going to talk about from my own experience. When I joined the society, it was kind of off the cuff. I didn't plan for it. The opportunity, I heard about the opportunity, and I thought, why not? And I didn't know anybody on committee. I only knew like one person really. I didn't go to any events, but I saw the people at these events, and I saw that these guys were good people, and I want to be around these people. So I gave it a shot, and alhamdulillah, I got the role. And then since then, my life has changed. So again, I'd say, don't be scared to take some risks.
That's brilliant.
Especially when it comes to meeting new people and joining committees and societies. Just go for it. You got nothing to lose.
That's brilliant. So, from what I know, is that ISOCs and IMED have a lot of relations to charity work as well. So, how do you get involved in all this charity stuff?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Last year, the combined effort of ISOC and IMed, we raised £60,000 for a bakery in Yemen, and various other charity endeavors throughout the year as well. And what's beautiful is the society gives you the opportunity to get involved. The way to raise this money just starts from basics: selling donuts, selling baked goods, going on our trek, buying auction items. And we have many volunteers and the opportunity to volunteer. It doesn't matter if you've never come to an event before. Getting the chance to volunteer to be part of that 60,000 is quite special.
Shamus, is there any other ways to get involved in volunteering? Maybe not within the university. I don't know if ISOC has links to organizations outside of uni that they can get involved in.
Yeah, so one of the organizations that we worked with last year was SOFA, regarding the help the homeless. So every bi-weekly, I think it was, we would have a group of students from the university going out into the city centre and feeding homeless at homeless shelters and just handing out food packages around the city centre. So yeah, we tried to branch out and you go outside of campus as well. So.
Okay, that's brilliant. So one thing that happens is that people might be afraid of or scared of is during lecture times and prayer. How do you maybe, can you go away to pray during lecture times or during small group teachings? In medicine we have, I'm not sure what sort of things, you might have similar things. How do you excuse yourself, or are you allowed to be excused for those things?
Yeah, so I think the best thing to do is just let your lecturer know beforehand that at this time, it's our prayer time, and if I have to dip out for 5-10 minutes, is that okay? Yeah, I think it's going to be on a basis of the lecturers, and you should always just ask them first, because obviously your relationship with your lecturers is pretty important, and they don't want to see just random people jumping out their lectures. Just let them know what's up, and they'll be all right. They'll be happy to accommodate.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And
it follows the same principle in medicine. And I remember the first time we did it in first year, we were quite worried, and we asked the lecturer, we need to go to Jumu'ah, and he was happy. And obviously it can be quite a surprise if about 20 boys get up and just randomly leave. So as long as the lecturer knows what's going on, and even if you're in a tutorial, just say, I need to go halfway through, maybe catch up on the notes later on. Yeah. It's just about the courage of asking.
Yeah.
And can you catch up when, for example, if you're missing some lecture time for prayer, is it possible to catch up during uni?
Yeah, very easily. It stuff's online nowadays. There's notes available.
I'm going to be real with you. I didn't really go to many lectures. And I don't think many students do. So, but if you do miss stuff, then yeah, 100% everything. Well, I think like pretty much 90% of lectures are just recorded on Panopto. So obviously go to your lectures. I'm not saying don't. But yeah, catch up hasn't really been an issue, I don't think.
That's brilliant. Okay. does Islam make your course easier for you or harder for you? Like, due to the fact some people might feel like Islam makes it, there's a lot of restrictions and things. Has that ever prevented you from doing things, or actually has it actually elevated you and made you better?
100% made me better. It's given me focus. It's given me discipline.
Okay.
Without these two things, you're not going to succeed in your course. And we're here as an Islam society to obviously make sure you grow as a Muslim, but at the same time that you do well in your degree, and they go hand in hand. They absolutely go hand in hand. Yeah, and you know, the better Muslim you become, Allah will put barakah in your efforts, inshallah, and that will reflect, inshallah, in your degree as well. So I wouldn't worry about, you know, Islam's taking up too much of my time, because there's blessings in that. There's blessings in it, and you may not see it now, but inshallah, you will see it eventually. So never be afraid of, investing in Islam.
So would you say the same, or?
Yeah, definitely. And Islam gives you a purpose. And when, let's say, with regards to medicine, it might be difficult to understand why you're doing it. It gets very tough sometimes. But having your Muslim brothers and sisters, the society, and your connection with Allah, it makes things a lot easier. And you might get stressed thinking, oh, why am I putting so much time into charity work? Or why am I putting so much time into engaging with these Islamic events? But when we put things into perspective and we realize that our lives are in service to Allah, through our medicine studies, through our Islamic studies, and we can combine it together, makes the course a lot easier.
100%.
And my final question, and I think this is something a lot of freshers are going to deal with, is first entering university, there is a lot more opportunities, let's say, to do a lot of haram. Okay, so we have a lot more drinking culture, smoking, fornication, all of these other things. So how do you go about avoiding it, or, you know, minimizing any sort of these things happening? Because especially those that are living in halls might find this quite difficult. So do you have any advice for these people?
Yeah, I think it goes back to your friendship circles. If you surround yourself with good people, then this shouldn't be an issue, inshallah. But again, obviously on your course, it won't be majority non-Muslim, I assume. Obviously it depends on your course, but yes, just surround yourself with good people. That's it. You'll know the good from the bad. You'll know what's wrong and right. So the people will help you stay on the right path, inshallah. So that's probably the main thing.
Sulaiman, would you have any other advice?
Yeah, it's difficult, especially if you're living out, and there's a lot of heavy marketing around these events, because it's the big societies that pull off these kind of events. And it's just knowing that there's alternatives. At ISOC and IMed, there is a vast quantity of events as an alternative to having a good time at university. And surrounding yourself with people who will help you. But more than that, if you think that this doesn't really apply to you and you're okay, it's looking out for your friends as well. Not being judgmental of friends who may have fallen, or friends who may find it difficult, and keeping up connections no matter what.
Right. And is there anything that any sort of recommendations of any sort of fun activities that you might think freshers should get involved in, that, you know, oh, this is a fun activity to do? Because, you know, during freshers you want to have fun, but what are halal ways to have fun? Sometimes people, because of all this partying, drinking, that's all they can see. There are halal ways to have fun. So what are they?
So I think what we do annually has become somewhat of a ritual, is our video games tournaments and events that we do every Freshers Week. We also do, I don't know if you've heard of the game Mafia, but it's a really fun role-playing game where we get, you know, dozens of students in a circle, and everybody's got to try and guess who the mafia is, who the doctor is, and it's one of those where, like, you really do build real relationships with your brothers in that game. Good and bad, you know, it could get quite feisty, but yeah, it's always fun.
And even adding to that, you know, these events aren't just for the games. These events are for the food, to be honest, for the food and for the company, because, you know, it's just a chance to go there at these events, and they do go late, so you can chill, you can find new Muslims, and at those events is where you find your friends, and the people who I met on my first Freshers events, I'm still friends with now as well.
100%. You can probably see the chef's hat on my icon. Rest assured that all food at ISOC events will be of top quality. I'm making that my main target in my tenure. So yeah, come down if you want to eat some food.
Right. So thank you so much for giving up some of your time to just talk about these issues. I feel like a lot of freshers might benefit from this and understanding what it is, because they might see what IMed and ISOC is and feel afraid of it. And I hope this video today has given them a little bit of insight as to what it all is about, and not to be afraid to reach out to us if they need any help. Do you guys have any final statements to say before leaving?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that these societies aren't just made up of one kind of Muslim. The three of us are all very different, and there are many other different brothers and sisters involved in this society, and it shouldn't feel like I don't belong here because he's a certain kind of Muslims. Inshallah, you know, you'll find the person you click with, you'll find the friends, your group, just by putting yourself out there.
Yep. Yeah, fully agree. Fully agree. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're here to serve all Muslims. You know, there's no difference if you're black, white, or whatever. It's all the same. So, yeah, we're here for you. We're here for you.
That's brilliant. All right, thank you so much. So I'm going to stop the recording now, and I hope everyone found that very useful today.